Hey, what's going on, Archons? Welcome to another Boulevard Blake YouTube channel video. This is my World Championships 23 video series continued. I showed you my Grim Reminders deck, which were from the KFC part of the event. And now I'm going to show you my last chance qualifier deck. So this is the deck that I built for the LCQ, which actually won me my spot in the Worlds through coming in 19th place, actually, out of 152 people. So I chose a grunt token for my alliance, and the reason being was my other options were Scholar and Mollusk, but what really made me want to go with this grunt here was actually the fact that I had a really slick Mars house pod, sorry, to go with. Grondel, I mean, sick. So sometimes this would be my turn one play, is just go Grondel. I'm going first, got 7 cards in hand, I go Grondel, have a 9 power creature with 2/3 powers, oppressive. Had an airlock in here, Ether Spider, which was super nice, and then this exterminate with a Grondel and an Ether Spider put in work for me. And then you have a Memrox to red, Zizok, which I never actually got to use at all. 2 Ironix Propaganda, so just creating grunts for days, and then a Mars needs Ember, and of course there's lots of ping damage here. I was really hoping I was going to get to use my Zizok with the splash attack to utilize Mars needs Ember, but I never got to. And then the scoop up is always nice, Beam Buckler with Mars needs Ember, Mesmerist, so lots of nice disruption there. And then of course Memrox and having a scoop up is nice. I was able to use that a few times, so it was great. So very nice Mars house here, put in a lot of work, a lot of creatures, could just get a dominant board presence. I did have one game where I started off calling Mars and I proceeded to spend the rest of the game calling Mars, winning in quite a dominant fashion. It was pretty impressive to see how a Mars, it felt like Star Alliance kind of, where you just go Star Alliance over and over, and I just went Mars over and over. With having an airlock was really helpful to get a little bit of cycle, even though I really didn't care because I was just playing cards or just utilizing my board like crazy. And then that game I actually finished it off with a really nice Befuddle to close out the game. So here's my infallible pod I chose. Had an Offering to Kilogog, Bubbles, Abyssal Sight, Befuddle, Covetous Hema, Crushing Deep, 2 Figurific Rods, which are great, Guiltspine Netcaster, Skullback Crab, and then a Sunk Cost with a Toxicuda Vena to finish it off. This was just great for a little bit of token generation to set up a Mars turn, like spam the token before I was going to go into Mars was really nice, and just get less helpful creatures. Obviously Abyssal Sight is a cornerstone of the Unfathomable in Winds of Exchange, so this was great to have with a Befuddle. Easy clap for this decision for this pod. And then Covetous Hema was providing nice Ember control. Crushing Deep helped me just stay in games for an extra turn, and a double Figurific Rod was actually quite helpful to just hinder my opponent from moving forward. These 2 things actually put in work a lot more than I thought they would or have ever done for me as a card. So that was really great. And then of course just Guiltspine was whatever. This was just fodder for an Abyssal Sight. But again, exhaust a creature, not even the worst thing. Skullback Crab was nice, poison, steal 1, all that great stuff, and then a little bit more disruption here with the potential to make a token. Then my last house I had was Brobnar, Bilgum Avalanche. After you forge a key, deal 2 damage to each enemy creature. That actually saved me a bunch of times because the board control was a little bit light, so that was huge. Guji Dinosaur Hunter, solid card with a drop hip. Just able to deal more damage, make some tokens. Brawl In was helpful. Valve Blood, again, get more damage, help that board control. And then here's where things got real spicy. A triple Bumpsy, helping with the Ember control, and then Fire Spitter, helping out as well. And of course there was the Mars needs Ember in there, so these were all really helpful. Fresh Marks, again, just putting a lot of Pinata action in this deck. And then Might Club, once this was out, this really helped, having things like Bumpsies to be used, or even Fire Spitter, of course. Pound, again, more little damage. And then lastly, a Ragnarok Prep, which, believe it or not, Brawl In and Ragnarok Prep really were helpful things. So this was the deck. It worked really well, and it was just a matter of going Mars dominant and and taking things out, and then you're kind of going into the control of Unfathomable for a bit, and then Brobnar just provided that ability to fight, or even kind of Ember control. Actually, at the end of the day, it was really solid in that regard, because the triple Bumpsy and a Ragnarok prep, that's like 5 Ember right there between those being gone. And Ether Spider was just such a crucial card, just gave me tempo to get myself to a good place and delay the game. And then not to mention let exterminates go well. So this deck was, it's really solid. It plays really well. Everything goes together so nice. I really enjoyed playing it. It was an absolute blast. And this deck is pretty special because it helped me get a spot in the first ever World Championship tournament for KeyForge. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and if you had not, you can actually tune into my vlog, which I posted from the other day, where I went over all my games. After my games finished, I did a little recap, and then here's this is just seeing the deck to have some visuals to go along with some of those stories. But yeah, this was a great deck. I really enjoyed playing it. It was really solid, and I'm pretty happy that I got to put this together. So thanks for watching this, and as always, folks, may your Ember never be stolen and your keys forged promptly. Have a good one.